For an organisation to own and control any asset, there needs to be at least two structures that are thought about. At the bottom level, there is basic business structuring. What's the company? What's the partnership? What's the individual that owns and controls the asset? But above that basic business structure will be sometimes what we call venture structuring or enterprise structuring. At that level, we're talking about the business at the bottom being involved with collaborators, employees, investors. And it's the topic of venture structuring, and in particular, a venture structuring agreement that is raised in a conversation that Sydney the investor and David the publisher have at the zoo, where they decide to meet so that they can, among the bird calls, get the flavour of what the deal might be, the venture structuring deal might be between them and that wider group of collaborators.
So I think if we're serious about moving forward, we need to think about how we're going to structure this venture.
We do, yes.
And we discussed last time that perhaps creating a separate vehicle or at least a separate agreement that governs how we're doing this and who's involved is important. Do you have an idea as to who we're going to bring into this now, and more specifically what roles each person's going to play? I mean, clearly if I'm going to invest, I'm going to take an equity role.
Yep.
I'm going to have a board role as a board director. I'm not going to be a person executing inside the business.
No.
So have you thought about what you're going to do? Have you thought about who else will be involved and what we need?
We need the product manager, as we discussed, as you mentioned in our first meeting. We need someone to manage this as a separate entity. So there'll be one employee there. We have the technical people in Chris. And
is he coming on as a...
He's not coming on. He's going to be pure fee for service.
Okay.
And he's outlined quite a detailed fee structure now, progress payments, based on delivering the requirements.
Okay. Okay.
And then we have the copyright owner,
Sarah,
who will be a shareholder in this.
Okay.
And so...
And is she comfortable with that? She just wants the upside on this?
Yep.
And in terms of, have we agreed any other type of royalty payment to her, or she's coming in this as a venture partner?
Well, she'll come in this as a venture partner.
Got it. Yeah, that's better. I mean, I think we need someone as a CEO to run this. I mean, so you're not going to be an executive in the business. The product manager is going to worry about product-related matters, but someone has to bring this whole thing together and run a business. So we've got a few other roles to think about.
We do have to find a person for that role, because it's not something I should take on, given my other running the business.
Yep.
So we need to find, a CEO.
Okay. How much money do you need?
Well, the app developer has said 90 to 100,000.
Where did he pull that number from?
From this scoping document that we put together, and the concept document, and his experience in producing.
Okay, I think that's just part of the cost. But I think if you get a product manager, that's going to add another cost. But
these
then
are
he's going to really identify the other requirements of this, and you're going to come up with a much more detailed cost. Look, I think it's a bit early for us to be able to put any type of value on this type of business. You know, it is interesting. I'm going to have a bit more of a think about it. You need to come back to me with a bunch of things. Maybe we could talk about doing some type of converting note where we put in a little bit of money. We don't really agree on value just now, but then it'll convert at a later stage to some equity in the business, or we have the option of pulling our money out. But yeah, I've got to talk to a few of my other people about this.
Okay.